Hi there, my name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel, and today I have a Lighting the Way episode on Bath & Body Works' new Aromatherapy candle that came out in the Black Chamomile fragrance. I do have it in the 3-Wick as well as the Single-Wick that I'm going to be reviewing. My viewer Mariah requested that I review the Single-Wick. I then got the 3-Wick and I was like, well, maybe I should reach out and ask her if the 3-Wick is okay. And then I thought, I'm just going to do both. So it's the same scent, different vessel. The Single-Wick has just a label on the front. It's the kind of standard aromatherapy label, not a wraparound, so you do get to see the white wax behind it. Classic Single-Wick wick with a stainless steel lid. The 3-Wick, also not a wraparound. However, the front is different. I feel like this feels a little bit more, I don't know if country is the right word. It almost also kind of looks like fancy wallpaper. I think I like the aromatherapy label better. Personally, not a wraparound, but you have kind of a purplish gray colored wax instead with pretty much the same wick, a little bit thinner, thin, stiff, ropey wicks. And this one has a matte, kind of off-white lid. I actually really like this lid, and I like how the lid accents the colors in the label. Now this candle came out, I was really excited because Black Chamomile is a scent note that is in one of my favorite aromatherapy body care lines that came out in 2024, late 24, and that was Moonlight Zen. I saw the scent notes and I was like, ugh, that is not Moonlight Zen. It's warm cedarwood, dewy rose petals, and lily of the valley. I often don't like lily of the valley. Cedarwood, it depends. Does it actually smell like wood? Does it actually smell like cedar, or is it cologne-y? And then I pretty much always love rose, even if it's powdery and cryptic and like you name it, I usually love rose scents. So when I first ordered this candle, I thought, this is going to be bad. It's not going to be Moonlight Zen at all. But y'all, when I smell this on cold, it is definitely Moonlight Zen. And I don't get any of the scent notes. I don't get anything that feels really floral to me in here. I mean, chamomile is floral. It is a dried flower that you often make tea out of. But I don't get lily of the valley and I don't get rose. I also don't feel like I get a wood note. Definitely not cedar. This doesn't give me like hamster cage vibes or raw wood vibes. Yeah, I'm curious now. I'm going to look up the scent notes of Moonlight Zen. I don't know where these scent notes came from, is what I'm trying to tell you. So if I were shopping this candle, didn't know about Moonlight Zen, and only bought it based off of the scent notes, I would be very, very disappointed. Yeah, the scent notes for Moonlight Zen are Black Chamomile extract and bergamot oil. Smells way more like that to me than lily of the valley, rose, and cedarwood. Yeah, this smells like chamomile to me. So I love it. I love Moonlight Zen. I am so excited to have this candle. Like I said, if you were expecting the scent notes, I think you will be very, very disappointed. So I'm going to burn each one of these in a testing space. The 3-Wick I'm going to burn in my converted single car garage. No HVAC, no windows, doors sealed off. Pretty good space for really gauging strength and throw. And I'm going to burn this one because it's significantly smaller. These are what, 8 ounces? The big boy is 14.5. I burn these in my bathroom space, which also is pretty sealed off. No window. It does have a door because you have to get in and out. But often, you know, this does really well. A single wick will do really well in that space. So I'm going to test this in my bathroom, this one in my single car garage, and I will be right back after the cut to share with you what I find about strength, throw, how this evolves on warm, and whether or not I see any red flags that clue me into burn quality issues. I will be right back. All right, y'all, I am back after having spent some time with the 3-Wick, which I burnt quite a bit more than I did the Single-Wick, which I have kind of given up on because it's doing something similar, and that's where I'll start with on burn quality, as the other aromatherapy line that I'm reviewing, the eucalyptus and tea. Both of these are really struggling to fully pool out, and you'll see that this has tunneled multiple burns. So there's at least 1, 2, 3 burns there where it has tunneled. Lots of wick residue or leftover wick stuff on the wall there. This up here on this edge is my fault. I moved it when it was still warm. The issue I'm having with this one and eucalyptus and tea is that I light it and it's taking forever to get to full wax pool. So much so that by the time, 2-3 hours in, it's still not at full wax pull, but the wick has gotten really long and is sooting really bad. I don't want soot in my bathroom, at least not more than what's necessary. So I will burn it out, relight it, come back 2 hours later. It's still not to full wax pool and it's sooting again. I haven't been able to get either of these single wicks to perform properly. I do use a Hurricane. My room is free of draft. There is no HVAC in there. There's no window. Half the time the door is mostly shut because that's where our laundry is and it gets real loud in there. So I don't know what's going on with these Aromatherapy single wicks, but they are not performing per usual for me on par with other Bath & Body Works single wicks that I have burned. In terms of scent, I don't see a distinction between the single wick and the 3-wick. They both have the same smell, right? Nothing is different. They both are beautiful. I think they smell just like Moonlight Zen. The only thing I will say is that the scent is, I don't know if, like, it might be the smell of the wax, or if there's like I feel like there's like a petroleum element to this. It smells a little bit like oily or greasy. And I only say that because when I was burning Black Chamomile, which by the way is still just a little bit gummy. I burnt this out about an hour ago. It's still a little bit soft, so I don't want to handle this too roughly. I walked down into my testing space. The first thing that hit me is it created a nostalgic memory of this smelling a little bit like my stepdad's shop. My stepdad is a mechanic. He owns his own business. I basically grew up in his shop watching him change oil and, fix people's exhausts and rebuild engines. And when I first walked into the garage, I was like, oh, it smells like my stepdad's shop, But then I was immediately followed up with, oh, this smells like Black Chamomile. This smells like Moonlight Zen from Bath & Body Works. So there's something in here that smells a little bit oily, or like, I don't know if chemically is the right word, but it doesn't feel quite exactly the same as Moonlight Zen. There's like an added element that I don't know that I'm 100% fond of. And the scent notes just don't align at all with what I'm smelling. I know I've already talked about that. I don't get cedarwood, rose, or lily. It's just a very warm, it smells tea-like to me. It's a very warm tea vibe that I enjoy and appreciate. And given the nostalgia, I don't mind that oily kind of petroleum element. It's similar to what's in Vanilla Bean Noel, but it's not the same. But it's that same vibe of like oiliness. In terms of strength and throw, this one in the single wick was almost undetectable in my bathroom. I was actually disappointed that it couldn't deliver in that space. That could be linked to the burn quality issues. When I could smell it, it wasn't elusive. It was definitely in the whole room. I would rank Black Chamomile as a medium leaning towards light in my garage space. This cannot hold up in my open concept. I was burning it up here. I was trying it with bergamot candles, which is probably a bad idea because bergamot is really strong, but both give me tea vibes. So I thought, yeah, that would be perfect for doing Black Chamomile with bergamot. This got completely vaporized. I couldn't smell it at all in my open concept space. So I would say this is better for small rooms, bedroom, office, desk candle. It can project. It did fill up the room downstairs. It hit me when I first came down the stairs, so it doesn't have issue with being elusive or having, sporadic or irregular throw. I think it does well in terms of throw, just not in terms of strength. I also don't know if these candles are still available. I think they were supposed to be out for Candle Day. They weren't. They came out for SAS and now they're gone already. So were these SAS candles or were they Candle Day candles, or are they regular candles that are just temporarily sold out? I don't know. If you know, or if you have any additional insights you'd like to add, please put those in the comments below. If you have questions for me, you want to validate me, I love those comments too. If you like my single candle reviews, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe because I do them on a regular basis. And I will see you again in my next video. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.